Welcome. Today, we are diving into the Read an Email task, a common part of the TOEFL reading section. We will practice identifying the main purpose and specific details in a professional context, focusing on how to spot key requirements and schedules. Let's get started on mastering these real-world communication skills. If you want to keep improving your score, make sure to subscribe to myTOEFL for more daily practice lessons. New hires to Greenfield Tech, com. The email is addressed to new hires to Greenfield Tech, which tells us the audience consists of people who have just started their jobs. Emmy a Lawson a Greenfield Tech, send. The sender's address nom Lawson a Greenfield Tech, indicates this is an internal corporate communication from a company employee. 12/8/8/1/2024. Note the date 12/2/2024, as timing is often a critical detail in coordination emails like this one. Orientation program details. The phrase orientation program details clearly defines the topic, allowing the reader to immediately understand the email's intent before reading the body. Dear new team members. By using Dear New Team Members, the sender maintains a professional yet welcoming tone appropriate for a corporate environment. Welcome to Greenfield Tech. This opening welcome is a standard way to establish a positive relationship with new employees right from the start. We are excited to have you join us for the mandatory orientation program on Monday, December 9th. The use of the word mandatory is very important here, as it signals that attendance is a required part of the job. The session will be held in Training Room 3 on the second floor, starting at 9:30 a.m. As we move into the second paragraph, the text shifts to specific logistics, such as the second floor location, to help the reader navigate the building. During the morning, you will receive your security badges and meet the management team. The mention of security badges highlights one of the practical administrative tasks that will be completed during the morning session. Please remember to bring your original government-issued photo identification and your signed employment contract. The third paragraph introduces preparation requirements, specifically reminding hires to bring their photo identification for verification purposes. Lunch will be provided at the company cafeteria at 12:30 p.m. The phrase "will be provided" informs the employees that they do not need to worry about their own meal arrangements during the day. If you have any food allergies, please inform us via email by Wednesday. The writer uses the conditional if you have to address individual needs, showing the company's organizational thoroughness. The orientation is expected to conclude by 4 p.m. followed by a brief tour of the main office facilities. The word conclude indicates the end of the formal program, which is immediately followed by a tour of the facilities. Best regards. The closing best regards is a standard, polite way to end a professional email in a business setting. Michael Lawson. The sender Michael Lawson is the point of contact for this event, likely a member of the ER or management team. What is the main purpose of the email? The question asks for the main purpose, which means we need to identify the primary reason this email was sent. Now, keeping this in mind, let's look at our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. To provide information about an upcoming onboarding event. This option is correct because the email provides all the necessary details for an onboarding event, which is another way to describe the orientation program mentioned in the text. We should keep this option. Now, let's examine option B. To invite the management team to a lunch meeting. This is a distractor. Although the management team is mentioned, the email is not an invitation for them, but for the new hires. We can eliminate this. Here's option C. Let's break it down. To interview candidates for a technical position. The email is for people who have already been hired, so it is not intended to interview candidates. We can eliminate this. Finally, let's look at option D. To explain a new security badge system for existing staff. While security badge is mentioned, the email is for new employees, not existing staff. We should eliminate this. The correct answer to this question is option A, because the entire email is dedicated to explaining the logistics and requirements of the orientation for new employees. What specific item must attendees have with them on December 9th? This question asks for a specific item required for the meeting. We need to scan the text for nouns related to items people must bring. Now, keeping this in mind, let's look at our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. Valid government-issued identification. This is correct because paragraph 3 explicitly tells hires to bring their photo identification. We should keep this option. Now, let's examine option B. A printed map of the second floor. The text mentions the second floor, but it never asks employees to bring a printed map. We can eliminate this. Here's option C. Let's break it down. A laptop provided by their previous employer. There is no mention of a laptop in the text, so this is an irrelevant detail. We can eliminate this. Finally, let's look at option D. A list of local restaurants for lunch. Lunch is provided at the company cafeteria, so a list of restaurants is not needed. We can eliminate this. Therefore, the correct answer is option A, because it directly reflects the requirement stated in the third paragraph of the email. What can be inferred about the orientation program? This question asks what can be inferred, which means we are looking for a conclusion that is strongly supported by the text even if not stated word for word. Now, keeping this in mind, let's look at our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. New hires will spend the entire day touring the neighborhood. The text says the tour is brief and of the office facilities, not the entire neighborhood. We can eliminate this. Now, let's examine option B. Attendees should communicate dietary needs before the event day. This is a valid inference because employees are told to inform the company of allergies by Wednesday, which is before the event on Monday. We should keep this option. Here's option C. Let's break it down. It is the only day the company cafeteria is open. There is no information suggesting the cafeteria is only open on this day. This is an overgeneralization. We can eliminate this. Finally, let's look at option D. The training room is located on the ground floor of the building. The text explicitly states the room is on the second floor, contradicting the idea it is on the ground floor. We can eliminate this. The correct answer to this question is option B, since the deadline for reporting allergies is set for the middle of the week preceding the orientation. To succeed in the read and email task, always prioritize scanning for specific requirements, deadlines, and logistical details. Pay close attention to who the email is for and what the sender expects from them. Practicing these scanning techniques will help you manage your time effectively during the exam.